Hello everyone, we're back again with another video, and this time I'm gonna rank Björk's discography from my least favorite, my most favorite album, because I don't think she has any bad albums. So we have 10 albums to rank. I'm gonna also make a little review out of each one of these albums. So I'm gonna move to the left here, your left, my left as well in this case. And up here I'm gonna put the album cover so we can talk about it. So let's go to the first one, number 10. Alright, for our first album here, I'm gonna just put Utopia as number 10 because I think this is not a bad album, but I don't feel as invested in it as with her other albums. And as well, this album cover, I just hate this album cover so much. I think it's the most disgusting Björk album cover out of all of them. So there is not really a song out of this album that I think it stands out. Alright, hopefully I cut that awkward stop. There is no song in this album that I think stands out from the rest of them. Maybe Bliss in Me or Features Creatures, I don't know, one of these songs. This album just think is really forgettable and is the one I listen to the least out of all of them. So yeah, number 10 is just Utopia. I might come back to this album a few more times and maybe never again, just get the hang of it. So let's go to number 9. I love your eyes, my dear. Alright, number 9 here we have Volta. Or Volta, whatever. Volta, I just think it's not a bad album. There's like 4 songs I like out of this album: Earth Intruders, Wanderlust, The Dull Flame of Desire, and Declare Independence. Other than that, I think maybe Vertebrae by Vertebrae is an interesting song, and I See Who You Are is also an interesting song. I think this album just features her second worst cover. You know, these very red and very big feet. I don't have a feet fetish, so I don't like this at all. And well, this album, I think the problem with it is the songs that really stand out, such as The Dull Flame of Desire, and the rest of the songs like Innocence, Pneumonia, Hope. I just think they don't make a difference really. If we were to cut half of this album and like from The Dull Flame of Desire go directly into Declare Independence, I don't think you would really miss anything. So other than the album cover and the fact that the songs are not bad but really forgettable, this is a good album. Yeah, this really is. And I guess that's all I have to say about this. No, there's more. I really like the ship honks, they're amazing. And there's a feature vocalist on The Dull Flame of Desire. I think he comes back later on the last song, My Juvenile. I can't recall it now. But I really like his voice. His voice is really unique, and by the sound of his voice, I imagine it's a black guy. You know, it has that sound. And he sings really well. I really like it. That's the review. Volta, number 9. Let's go to the next one. Alright, number 9 we have Fossora, or Fossora, whatever. Fossora. Yeah. So this one I think is the album I am. Let's say, I don't think this album is bad, but I don't think this album is better than Björk's early career. I think out of the last few albums, this is the best one. If you were to like if I were to like divide Björk's career, I would divide it into three phases. The first one being the early phase, really just psychedelic pop from her debut, all the way up to, I think you would say, homogenic. After that is the really experimental phase of her, going all the way up to, I think it is Volnicura. And after that is the weird classical phase of her, the later career. And it's just like from her later career, which is like Utopia and Just for Sora, I think this is the best one out of them two. So yeah, I think Topos, Ovule, Ancestress, and Rola Gaba. I think that's how I pronounce it. And Fungo City. Those are the songs I think they stand out. I really like them. The rest of the songs, they're not bad. I like them as well, but those few are the ones I think really stand out from this album. So I really like the album cover. Look at this, that's amazing. Great album artwork. I just really love it. And there's a lot of feature guest musicians. Sandry, Eldon, Cassiman, Serpent with Feet, Disgusting, and Isadora Bjarkardottir Barney. That's how you pronounce her name. Oh, Emily Nicholas as well. A whole lot of people featured in this album. So, yeah, really nice album. I think the best out of her later career. Let's go to the next one. Number 7 we have Medulla. And now we're getting into the albums that I really love from her. So Medulla, man, I really like this album artwork. Just look at it. I really like it. Just amazing. The songs here, Pleasure Is All Mine, Show Me Forgiveness, Who Is It, Submarine, Ancestors, Midviku Dags, and mostly Triumph of a Heart. Those are all my favorite songs. I think mostly Pleasure Is All Mine and Triumph of it's hard to speak today. Triumph of a Heart. Those two songs are the ones that really stand out for me. I really like them. Amazing songs. Triumph of Heart might be my favorite Björk song. I don't know, maybe. This album is really experimental because most of it is just vocals and vocal work. At least from memory, I recall it mostly having vocal work. So a lot of moaning and sounds and humming, I think, if I remember it correctly. So I really like this album. It's really unique, really different, really experimental. And yeah, this artwork here, this cover, at first I thought that she was wearing like a mask, but I think that's her hair actually. So yeah, really weird. I really like it. Let's get to number 6, the next one. Number 6 we have Homogenic. So this album is really electronic. Like from what I recall, every song in this has synths and electronic effects and all of that. Hunter, I think, is the one that has most of that. And I think all of the songs in here I really like. Mostly Hunter, Yoga, Bachelorette, All Neon Like. And I think those are my favorite songs out of this. So really, really electronic. I know this is the album she released after all of that case with the guy that sent her like an acid bomb. So I believe Hunter is the song that's about that. So really weird, really disturbing as well. And this album cover, I think, is one of her worst. I really don't like this artwork. I don't like this artwork one bit. But it has some cultural references, such as those neck rings. I know what they're about. I don't know the name of the tribe that does that, but I know that there's a tribe that does exactly that. The woman putting on those neck rings and all. So, really electronic song. I think Yoga. The second song. G-O with an accent. G-A. J-O. Accent. G-A. I just misspelled, so that's not nice. Anyway, Yoga is my favorite song out of this. Unravel is really nice as well. How could I forget Unravel? It's right here, right on my face. I'm looking at the track list. So yeah, really electronic. I really like this album. Not my favorite. It's only a number 6. There's still 5 more to go. Let's go. Next up, we have number 5 with Post, her how do you call it, sophomore release. So Post, there's only one reason why this isn't on my number 1. Actually, 2 reasons, and those are the last 2 songs, Cover Me and Headphones. I don't think they're really good. I think they're very nice for what they are, experimental, weird. But I don't think those are actual good songs. So just because of these 2 songs is the reason why this album isn't at number 2 on my list. So all the other songs, possibly, maybe, Enjoy, The Modern Things, Hyper Ballad, and Army of Me, all of them are amazing songs. Should I put this higher? Should I put this album higher? I'm just rethinking, should I place this album higher? Nah, I'm gonna leave it right here. If those 2 last songs were different, this would be definitely higher, but they're not, so let's just keep up, and this will stay at number 5. So this album cover, I really like it. It's an amazing album cover. She's really pretty, I guess, yeah, and it's really colorful. Not as weird as the following album covers will be. And enjoy. Amazing song. So, just looking at the track list, it's also quite as really the second most listened song in this. Wow. Hyper Ballad is so amazing. If I recall it correctly, it has a whole lot of synths and all of that. It's like a proto-homogenic, so really nice. Let's just get to the next one, number 4. Alright, number 4 we have Biophilia. So this album really experimentally classical, it's like this album, and I think the next one she released, which is also the next one coming up on this list. Those 2 albums are, I think, the gate between her really experimental mid-career and her really classic psychedelic classical late career. If you think I'm just using wrong genres here, I'm new to this pop sort of stuff. I just recently started really listening to this with Blackpink and now Björk. Next up, I think I'm gonna listen to Kate Bush. Yeah, Kate Bush, that's her name. So I'm gonna listen to her next. So if I'm miscategorizing all of these albums, I'm really sorry, but I'm new to pop. So I think her later career is like a mixture of psychedelic music with classical music, and I think this, Biophilia, and the next album are the gate between those 2 genres, the really experimental mid-career and, as I said, the late psychedelic classical. So Biophilia, Moon, amazing song. Thunderbolts, really acoustic, if I remember this correctly. Amazing song, and like crystalline. I think Cosmogony I like a little bit less, but still good. Hollow Virus, Sacrifice, all of them, I like all of the songs, they're really good. And this artwork is amazing. I really like this artwork. It's not my favorite out of Björk, but it's really nice. Just look at it, come on, it's really nice. So let's go to the next one. Alright, number 3 here we have Volnikura. So yeah, this was released in 2015. It's the follow-up to Biophilia. So Volnikura, this album, I consider it progressive rock. I'm sorry, but just look at these songs. 10 minutes long, 8 minutes long. It really has that progressive influence with longer stretches of music and with all the instrumentations and such. I really like here, let me just go down here and see the entire track list. I really like here Lion Song, History of Touches, Black Lake, Not Get, Atom Dance, Quicksand, and Stone Milker. I really like all of those songs, amazing. Black Lake, 10 minutes long, one of Björk's best songs. And also, this album artwork is my favorite out of her. It just is. It's really weird, you know, this yellow thing on her head and this coat and this latex suit. It's really weird, and I really like this one. It's like weird but not disgusting, different to Utopia, for example. So yeah, I really like this album, amazing. It's a number 3, come on, I really like this album, amazing. The psychedelic pop with influences of progressive rock and classical music, I think that's the genres featured in this. So yeah, really nice, I really like this album. Let's go to the next one. Number 2, we have the Debut. Debut is the title of the album. Released in 93, wow. That's a decade before I was even born. Exactly a decade. Maybe a few months off, but it's a decade. So all of the songs in here, amazing songs. I really like all of them. Human Behavior, Crying, Venus as a Boy, I think a little bit less. I like this one a little bit less, but still good. There's more to life than this. Live at the Milk Bar Toilets. I really like this song. It's so weird and experimental and really pop. And I like that part where she says, no, there's more to life than this, and there's like a woman in the background saying exactly the same thing, but like in a different tone, and it's like really in the background with all the sound effects and such. And then we have like Someone in Love. Actually, I think this one is the song I like the least in this album. Yeah, I think this I like less than Venus, but it still is a really good song. Then we have Big Time Sensuality. It's also, I think, one of my favorite songs out of her. Then One Day, Aeroplane, Come to Me, Violently Happy, and the Anchor song. So all of the songs here are bangers. I really like this album cover. I normally really hate those band album covers that are just a picture of the musician or the band itself. But in this case, I think it fits the whole sound and atmosphere of the album, so I don't really care for this one instance. Amazing album, my number 2. There's only one that I think beats this one. All the songs are amazing, so just think about what's coming up. You already know if you're familiar with her discography, but let's go to the number 1, my favorite. So number 1, my favorite Björk album Vespertine. Man, I really like this artwork, first of all. I really like all of the songs in this. Hidden Place, Cocoon, It's Not Up to You, Undo, Pagan Poetry. I think Pagan Poetry is my favorite out of this album. So good. Frosty, Aurora, An Echo, A Stain, Sun in My Mouth, Heartloom, Harm of Will, and Unison. All of this album, all of these songs, so good. Amazing songs. I like all of them. This album, when I listen to it, I feel like I'm in a dream world. Such, maybe like I'm playing LSD Dream Simulator. I feel like that. I never played that game, but when I listen to this album, I feel like that. It's a really soft, relaxing album. All of the songs are really calm, if I remember this correctly. So yeah, this album, just by a little bit, by a little bit. Maybe if the song Pagan Poetry weren't in this, or if it were on the debut, I would consider this my favorite. I would actually not consider this my favorite album, but the debut. But Pagan Poetry is in here, so of course, amazing song, really like it. And not to discredit the other songs, they're also amazing, but this one is just, I think it stands out. So that's my Björk full review. I hope you enjoyed my list. So I hope this video isn't copyright taken down by copyrighted and taken down by copyright, because I really like Björk. If I were to choose like my favorite single solo musician, it would be Björk. She's really nice. Björk. I'm gonna call her Björk. So, amazing musician. Really like all of their albums. With, maybe. Actually, I think Utopia is not that nice. But, amazing musician. If you're interested in her and you're like, let's say, if you're just interested in her and don't really know pop, I would recommend her first two albums, Debut and Post. I think those are the best albums for you to get introduced into her. And maybe if you're a progressive rock fan like me, you might consider Vulnicura her best. Who knows, maybe the Debut. But I just think Vespertine is flawless, amazing album, really good. So that's the video, hope you enjoyed it, until the next time.